Guys, we're talking about the 3 gems that could elevate your relationship.
Yes.
And here's a fact, babe.
What?
A lot of people be struggling.
Yes.
I mean, because that's part of the reason why we do what we do. And we don't come across as being experts, or we're not perfect.
No.
We just want to help.
Right.
We're reporters. We're reporting back what worked for us and best practices that could help you, or
Right.
hopefully help your situation.
Right.
So we're doing this because a lot of people are struggling, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So for those that are new here, if you know anybody that can truly benefit, please share this thing tonight, because tonight we're talking about power couple stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tonight we're not talking about the basic pillars of relationships. We're talking about things that can actually take or elevate your relationship to that next level.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, babe, but I don't want to be mediocre.
I don't either.
I want to live. I don't want to just survive and raise kids. I want to thrive.
Right.
I want to aspire higher. I want to leave an empire.
Right.
I want to make it to where my son say, that it's hard for him to achieve what I achieved. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want him to overachieve, but I want to say at least, it was like daddy did some things, mommy did some things,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Right. So we're going to talk about some gems that we believe that can actually help you. Now, here's a fact, guys. Most people want to be in relationships, right?
Right.
And not just relationships, but people want to be in successful relationships.
Right.
I don't think anybody like, I'm going to grow up, put on this dress, spend $30,000, $40,000 on this wedding and be like, yeah, I'm doing this. And, I want to fail. People don't say, look, I'm going to invest 2-3 babies. I'm going to have a 20-year marriage. It can be over that,
Right.
from there.
Right.
I believe that everybody wants to thrive, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to be happy. And if you want to be happy, I want you to put yes. Put yes in the comment section. If you want to be happy in your relationship, put yes. I know a lot of you want to thrive, but if you do, talk to me tonight. Put yes. Yes.
I know we do.
Right. We want to thrive.
We
I
do.
don't want to be average. I don't want to be mediocre or go through the motions. I want to go higher, right? And here's another fact. Relationships can be very complicated, right?
Very.
And unfortunately, I don't care your religious preference, your sexual orientation, your gender, your weight, your color, your culture. 50% of people get a divorce.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think that you're spiritual. I don't care if you're slim, if you're a little chubby, if you're black or you're white, if you have a doctorate degree or you have a GED.
Yep.
Or you went to ACDC college. ACDC college.
college.
I don't care what you've done, right?
That's so good.
But 50% of people, marriages or relationships fail, right? And we got a lot of yeses. We got Danielle say yes. Ashley said yes. Sharice, yes. Uncle, yes. We have Valletta, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Woods, yes, absolutely. Right. And here's a question, and I think all of us have this question.
What is it?
And I don't think that there's an actual one word answer for this question, but a lot of people ask, how do you have a successful relationship?
Ooh.
Right? Have you guys ever heard that? How do you have a successful relationship? We hear that question, how do you have a happy marriage? And I want to ask you guys, what are some of the pillars to you, or what are some of the things that you believe that we should deploy or have in order to have a successful relationship? What are some of the pillars to you? What are some of the things that we need as couples?
Put them in the comment section.
Yeah,
y'all.
put them in the comment
I'm gonna read
section.
'em.
Yes. What are some of the things that you believe that we need to have as people or as couples to have what we call a successful relationship? So let's shoot here. Let us know in the comment sections. What do you think are some pillars of a successful relationship? Maturity. Oh, that's very good,
That's
Gabby.
really good. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is definitely a pillar of a relationship. And there's no wrong answer. I mean,
No,
this is
there
not a
is
trick
no
question.
right or wrong
all right?
answers, right?
Right.
Because everybody's different.
Right. But what are some of the things that you believe that you need to have, be, or deploy to have yes, communication.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Thank you,
Financial
Danielle.
structure. Yes.
Thank you,
Communication,
Jeremiah.
Discussing
deal breakers. Thank you, Sharice. We
Yes.
appreciate that.
Patience.
Divine. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All of those things. Every
Yes.
single
Anybody
one of
else?
them.
Understanding. Yes. Absolutely,
Honesty,
divine.
right?
Honesty. Absolutely.
Trust, right?
Trust, communication,
Yes,
respect,
structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
To name a few. Absolutely.
Openness and honesty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of those things are so very important
Right.
and so very
Romance.
vital.
Yes.
Romance.
Right.
To having a happy and healthy
Right.
relationship.
Right. Successful. And also on compromise. You know, you think
Yes.
about pillars like that, you know, communication, which was already said here. And we hear these, you know, we hear these pillars, and these are the necessary
are.
things or pillars that we need
Right.
to hold up our relationship.
Right.
But we want to share a few that people rarely talk about.
What's that?
Few gems that people rarely talk about. All right. Let's get a couple more. What else? What else? Just a couple more. What are some of the other things that we friendship? Woo! Somebody is in our brain tonight. Communication, understanding, trust, love. Be friends and lovers. Homie, lover, friends.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Need to have God. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we want to share 3 gems to elevate your relationship. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it PFI. Every marriage need or relationship need a little PFI. And the first thing is, number 1, not necessarily in this numeric order.
Right.
But what we don't normally talk about is number 1, starts with a P, and that is partnership.
Mm-hmm.
The F stands for friendship, which Danielle talked about, which is very good. And the third one is intimacy.
Yes.
All right. So we have partnership, we have friendship, and intimacy.
and intimacy.
See, a lot of us have the necessities,
Right.
you know, and we go through the motions. But I believe that if you really, really grasp these truths and you really deploy these things to your relationship, that you'll go from a state of mediocrity to success. You know, because the reality, a lot of people, you know, we have the trust, we have the communications, we have a lot of things going on, but a lot of times we aren't partners.
Right.
A lot of times we are lovers, but we aren't friends.
Yes.
And a lot of times we don't have that solical connection or that intimate connection with one
Right.
another. So we want to talk about these a little bit
That's
tonight.
good.
What's up, Paul? Paul said, what's
good.
going on?
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, so let's talk about partnership. So, honey, what is partnership to you?
Ooh.
Partnership.
So for me, partnership is a joint interest, right?
Yes.
It's 2 people that get together that have a joint interest in something,
Mm-hmm.
and the goal, the partnership seeks to reach that goal or to reach that objective, right?
Right.
That partnership has that in mind, just the goal, just the sole interest in what they're
Right.
working towards.
Right.
Would
Absolutely.
you say so?
Yeah.
What do you think of partnership?
Same thing,
is?
partnership. When I think about partnership, I think about unity. You know, unity, togetherness, you know, teammates.
Yes.
And also agreement. You
Yes.
know, there's so much power like in agreement. You know, so if you embrace, I'm telling you, if you guys really listen up tonight, I'm telling you, you can change your relationship.
Okay.
Because a lot of times now, a lot of you on here, you probably have a partner, but you're not partners. You know what I'm saying? You might have the title, you might have that the wife title, you might get that badge, husband. But the reality is that a lot of us are together, but we aren't. We're not
aren't.
partners.
Right,
You know,
right,
we're
right.
together in a marital status or relationship status, but we really haven't came to a place to where we have the power of agreement and partnership.
Yes.
So, and the problems, well, let me tell you what partnership isn't.
Okay.
Partnership isn't like wearing the same blue outfit. You know, or you take a sip, I take a sip. You know, you looking the part.
Right.
You know, you finishing one another's sentences. Oh, he finished my sentence. Nah, that ain't partnership. You know, partnership is all about togetherness.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about, look, I have the ball, I'm gonna pass it to you. If you open, you shoot. You know what I'm saying? If you have the ball, pass it to me. If there's an opportunity for me to shoot, I'm gonna shoot. So it's really, partnership is about unity, right? And the opposite of that is separatism.
Yes.
You know, and unfortunately in our relationships, there are a lot of people that they're together, but they're not together. You know, they're not.
And partnership isn't based on like your feelings, right?
Right.
There is not based on an emotional connection. It's
Right.
really based on two people being vested into something,
Right.
like making this thing work.
Making
right?
it work.
It's not even about pleasure, because sometimes we be like, you know, is it going to be pleasurable? Sometimes
Right.
the goal may not, getting to the goal may not be pleasurable, right? And it might not be based on how we feel.
Right.
We just have to be consistent in our partnership in order to meet that goal.
Right, because there are a lot of misconceptions about partnership. Partnership doesn't mean that you're going to always agree.
No, it doesn't.
In terms of like partnership doesn't mean that
all.
you're not an individual.
Right.
That you don't have your own ideology, your own mindset, your own thoughts, your own feelings, you know, your own interests. It has nothing to do with that. Like you have to be the same, you know, because people, I don't really like that concept or idea.
People think that.
You know, because when
People
you think of
that.
like we are one, especially from where we come from, religion, sometimes we say that we are one, the two become one flesh, you know, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And sometimes I think that there's a misunderstanding there, as if, you know, you have to just be the same. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you can't have your own identity and all that good stuff. But it's really about being together, right?
And having a mutual agreement.
Right. Having a mutual agreement.
That's what I would say. It's
Right.
about having a mutual agreement
Right.
with one another, and as far as where you're going with something.
Yeah, where you're going. So it's like a goal. And you think about partnership. If you think about, let's say, a game, or if you want to achieve a particular goal, you know, if you guys have that particular target, you would do whatever it take. That's in the best interest of that target.
Right.
You know, and it's not really about me, myself, and I, because unfortunately in relationships, you may have an aspiration to start a business, or you may have an aspiration to raise children a certain way, or you may aspire to have a career. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, people get in relationships and they have selfish ambitions and they have some level of control, and they don't really want to agree. They say that they want it, but the reality, they really don't. The actions isn't displaying that they want that. So, for instance, if we want to buy a house, and it's like, look, we have a goal. We want to purchase. We got to get our credit up. We got to get our money up. You know, and so we can purchase the house that we want. You know, if you all agree, and the other person is like showing behaviors that doesn't display that, it's showing that they don't really want it.
Right.
They really want what they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have selfish ambition.
Right. But partnerships, it requires selflessness. You know, it requires compromise.
Yep.
It requires
A
for
whole
you
lot, right?
to sometimes, you know, put your ego down.
Yes.
You know, put your interests behind for the greater good of the goal or those individuals. Right.
Yep.
Right. So you got to compromise. So, you know, when you think about the problems, why don't people agree? Why don't people partner in relationships? Like, why do you think? Why do you guys think people don't partner in relationships?
A lot of times I think that it could be because of people's upbringing, right?
Yeah,
Some people are
absolutely.
selfish.
Yeah.
You know, they never learned to share.
Right.
They never learned how to play team sports, right?
Right.
I think that, like, for me, I think it's so important that we get our kids involved in team things, because
Right.
they need to know how beneficial it is to work with other people, right? Because one day you're going to work with someone, and you
Right.
need to know how to be a team player.
Right.
Everything isn't a solo sport.
It ain't about you all the
Right.
time.
It's not always about you. And sometimes people are so selfish that they're not willing to give up their own selfishness in
Right.
order to meet a goal, because it means that it's going to hurt them. Like I was saying, it's not always pleasurable to partner with someone. You know, it's not always easy. It's not always pleasurable, and your feelings don't always feel good about it.
Absolutely
but
not.
What is the greater good? What is it for? What are we
Right.
partnering for? You know, and I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't partner, is because they're simply selfish.
Yeah, it's like you said, upbringing. Sometimes people are so spoiled they don't really grasp like the concept of like sharing
Right.
or partnership. It's kind of like they want it their way or the highway.
Right.
Even if it delays the goal, even if it aborts, or even if it disrupts the plan, you know, they want to do what they want to do when they
Right.
want to do it. And unfortunately, it delays separatism, or that level of control and selfishness delays a lot of good things in your relationship.
Because a lot of times when you don't partner,
Yeah.
the gratification is so much more important than the
Yeah.
goal,
Right.
that you can't see it through, because you want what you want and you're not willing to invest, the time. You're not willing to invest the energy, or you just
Right.
plainly put, you just really selfish or bullheaded.
Right.
And partnership just isn't a thing that you can do. You can't compromise. You don't
Right.
know how to. And a lot of times we don't get to see the full fruition of what we want out of a relationship, because we do things a lot of times based on our emotions or our feelings, and we don't know how to put that to the side
Right,
in
right.
order to have the outcome we desire.
Right, right. And it's all about, it should always be one thing that you need to have, of course, and we talked about it. You need to learn how to compromise.
Yeah.
In relationships, if you aspire to have great things or to go beyond the norm, you're going to have to learn how to lay down your wheels sometimes.
That's good.
You got to learn how to let your feelings, put them aside, for the goal.
Right.
To partner, because there are true great benefits in partnering. A lot of you all are in relationships right now, and like even the small things like getting out of debt, or raising children, or in your the area of finance, or purchasing a home. A lot of people, they're not able to do those small things because they won't partner.
Yeah.
It's really all about them. It's like what's in it for me? What gratifies my emotions?
Right.
That instant gratification. We need to delay that if we really want what we want.
Yeah.
And there are great benefits, like if you have a career, if you want to start a business, if you want to be a power couple, man, you got a partner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
And I know a lot of different people define power couple. I don't look at it as what you wear or what you do.
What you drive.
Right, what you drive.
Where you live.
Right. Now,
None of those things matter.
right. It displays, that's I would say those things are a result of you partner or
Right.
becoming a power
Right,
couple.
right.
But it isn't about like I'm a power couple. Look how we look how we sound,
yeah.
or anything like that. I'm talking about people that take charge of their lives, people that really don't answer to a lot of people of influence, people that are educated,
People that are goal oriented.
Yes.
Like you really have to be goal oriented to be in a partnership.
Right.
Because if you're not goal oriented, what you shooting for? What are y'all
Right.
partnering for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with partnering with raising kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
You really have to partner with someone in order to raise children. Because guess
Right.
what? You both come in with your own set of
Right.
ideas on how children should be raised based
Absolutely.
on the way you were raised,
Yep.
right? We all have our own ideology. So you actually have to discuss with your partner,
Right.
talk to your partner, and then decide what is the partnership benefits that you guys are going to use, and what are you going to take from what you had at home and what he had at home or what she had at home, or you
Right.
know what I'm saying, and partner them together to make something great
Right.
for you.
Right.
It's so important. Partnering in your finances is so very important. It's not my dollar and your dollar. It's our dollar, because our dollars go
Ooh,
further.
That's a big topic
Yeah,
there. But unfortunately, that's one of the things that hinder a lot of people from achieving a lot of their financial goals,
Yes.
or business goals or career goals, is because they have that separatism or that selfishness in regards to finances. And I'm not going to tell you guys what you should do with your finances, because everybody's different.
Yeah.
We have our own system that works perfectly for us, but I don't subscribe to my.
Right.
I don't subscribe to you do this, I do that. We function like a corporation, but the reality is that, we're partners. So we have each other's best interests.
Yes, we're vested.
Right.
We're vested together.
Right.
Like, so the outcome is something that we both want.
Right.
Like, it's the goal that we both want.
Right.
So that's why we chose to partner with one another, because we are in agreement with one another.
Right.
Yeah. And we want to see that sole purpose come to fruition,
Right. So partners, there's so many benefits in partnering, guys. I'm telling you, if you're in a relationship, I'm telling you, not sometimes, a lot of times, you're going to have to really know what you want. And Danielle mentioned about where are we going pretty much. You got to have a specific goal.
You do. You got to have a target.
You got to have a target.
You
because,
really do.
Right. And
it's no point of partnering if you have no target. Like, what are you partnering for?
Right.
What are you looking for? What are you trying to accomplish? You have to have some aim.
Right.
Because if not, you just shooting blindly and you probably gonna keep missing every single time. Or it's gonna take you so long to get to wherever it is you have in your mind that you want to go because you haven't made it plain.
Right. And you got a lot of good comments here, different upbringing, not well. What is it?
Just listen.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, Nakia?
Hey.
Danielle, goal oriented. Absolutely. Power couple, helping each other's goal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Jeremiah. That's a good one. This is why you can't partner with everyone. Absolutely.
Right.
You actually have to sit down. And that's why I say partnership isn't like emotion. It's not emotional.
Absolutely not.
You have to know, like, this is what I'm getting into. This is what I'm choosing. This is the goal that we have.
Right.
You got to put your emotions to the side, and that other person has to put their emotions to the side.
Right.
You already in a relationship, so you have emotions.
Right.
Emotions are there, but to genuinely partner with someone, you have to sit your emotions to the side.
Right.
You really do.
Right.
They emotions have to take a back seat because it's not about the emotion. It's not about the feeling. It's not about the pleasure. It's about the goal.
Right. Because emotions lie.
They do.
Do you want a purse or do you want a house? Do you want this Corvette or do you want to start this business? Do you want do you want to invest in properties to flip, to invest to make more money, or you want to go on 4 trips a year?
Right.
What do you want? Is the reality. You got to ask yourself, what do you want? And sometimes you can't get what you want emotionally. You have to actually lay that aside
in
order to.
Partnership takes true sacrifice.
Oh, absolutely.
It takes so much sacrifice.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
When you partner with somebody, like Steve said, you put a lot of things on the back burner for the goal.
Right.
Like you have to.
Yeah.
In order to reach what you're reaching for, sometimes you just got to set certain things to the side.
Right.
We can't do this right now, or we'll come back to this, or this will be our next aim.
Right.
Like if you're redoing your home or something like that, you might not be able to do everything at once.
Right.
But you can start somewhere.
Right.
Once you accomplish that first goal, you move on to the next. But you have to be in a partnership with somebody, and y'all have to be in agreement with the process in order to see it through.
Right. And even when you're facing problems, a lot of times we fight one another. But as maturity, like they said, mature couples. Somebody put maturity.
I think it was
one of the pillars of a successful relationship. Sometimes you have to take a helicopter view and step back from the situation or the problems that you're having, and understand that you're not fighting against one another. You're fighting against the problem.
Right.
So in order to resolve conflict or to solve problems, you guys have to partner and be willing to sacrifice, compromise, and get your emotions under control so that you can attack this thing so that you could actually beat it, right?
Right.
But a lot of times we don't partner in that way. We fight one another, and we're selfish because we're like, look, you hurt me, you did this to me, you did that to me. I'm only doing this because you did that. We gotta, take ourselves away from the equation and say, you know what, we're gonna partner with one another and attack this communication issue, attack this financial issue, attack this marital issue, or this issue of disciplining our children so that we could be successful, right? And it takes a lot of compromise.
So Valletta says, sadly, there are relationships where jealousy occurred, making it impossible to get anything done, let alone a partnership.
Right.
That's very true.
It's very true.
It's very true. And it's sad, know, and jealousy is a horrible thing in a relationship where you should be partners, right? Jealousy in a relationship, there should be no room for jealousy in a relationship.
Especially, a man and a woman. I don't even see how.
We're in it together. So.
But they're not partners.
They're not.
You take on that mentality.
It's a competition.
Yes. That's separatism. That isn't.
It's a competition.
That's division.
Yeah.
Right?
It's no longer a partnership. It's no longer, it sometimes it can't even be a relationship because how we competing with one another and we in this thing together.
Right.
You know, and let me see.
If
And then she said, I have seen this too many times as well, especially where money, talent, and family is concerned.
right, absolutely. You hit on the nose. Those are categories.
Yes.
Those are areas that we need to partner in. Absolutely.
So very true.
If you don't mind, baby, read a few more. We got Jeremiah. Danielle
said, in business, when you and your partner aren't on the same when you are not on the same page, the business will dissolve.
Yeah.
Relationships are the same way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right. Because there are two spiritual values, if you will, or needs of a person. And that's growth and contribution.
Yes.
Growth and contribution. Mm-hmm. So if you're not growing, you're stagnant. You're going backwards. If you're not contributing, you feel empty. Mm-hmm. So in a relationship, it's really about growth. And partnership actually helps you grow.
It does.
And it makes you happy. Growth makes you happy.
It does.
Achievement makes you happy.
It does.
Now, I'm not implying that that you get fascinated with stuff or things.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
The vanity of this world and things that are temporal. I'm not saying that. However, when you move forward, man, there are chemicals in your body, and it makes you happy. It brings you joy, right?
It does.
And you can only do that with partnership,
And you can
right?
only do that in partnership.
But if you've been in that apartment for 100 years, how do you think your relationship is going to feel? Mm-hmm. If you don't have any romance, how your relationship is going to feel? If your money never grows, how you think you're going to feel, right?
What is it? The hope deferred makes the heart sick.
Absolutely.
But when you actually accomplish something, it brings intense joy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like immense
joy. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Immense pleasure.
Right.
Because now you have seen yourself accomplish something, and now you know that the two of you can do anything. Right?
Yeah.
Danielle, you are absolutely right.
Yes.
It's an oxymoron to be jealous of your spouse.
Yes,
like,
it
what does it accomplish?
Yeah.
You setting yourself back like so far, because all you doing is creating this mindset within yourself that you won't even allow yourself the opportunity to partner and invest with this person because you're jealous of them. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, that's an oxymoron. So if anybody's out there and you're dealing with that, you want to really seek some help. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's deeper than their spouse or their spouse, the person that they're in a relationship with or in partnership with. It could be something from a childhood, like we talked about people being spoiled.
Yes.
Or always getting what they want when they want it.
Yeah.
Always getting to shine. Like I was the only singer, but when they came along, now they're getting a little attention. So now I'm a little jealous. You can't have that mindset, especially in relationships.
So Nakia, I see your question. She said, so do you put the money together then pay bills?
You know what? We're actually going to talk about finances very soon. Right. And that's something that we can share what we do and what works for us. But a lot of people have different ways that they handle their finances.
And there is no one right way, right?
Right. But I will say separatism is a killer of relationships.
It is.
So if you think if it's like it's mine and that's yours, it's mine, that's not the best route to go. Mm-hmm. But we'll do a date night on that, right?
Yes,
real soon on finances and what works for us and best practices that could possibly help other people, right? Mm-hmm. Right.
But Nakia, we put everything into one pot,
right?
Because we're all one pot,
right?
And it just is what it is. Now he may have his own separate little something. I might have my own separate little something. But everything that we do together because. This is ours together. Right.
And this is kind of like we're being general now because we will have to give you a little context because some people are terrible with money.
Yes.
And some people shouldn't be paying the bills. I don't care if you're a man or you're a woman, whoever's good at a thing, you allow them to have authority and take the initiative to do what they need to do in order to be successful.
It is no one right way.
Right.
To curate your finances.
Right.
You know what I mean? If someone is better at paying those bills, then allow that person to pay those bills.
Right.
You might give that money to that individual and they take care of it, but it's to each his own. Everyone has to find their own way to make that work.
Right, absolutely. Can we read a few, babe? Now and we'll move on because we've been on this, but this is very
Portia
good.
said it takes teamwork to make the dream work.
Absolutely.
Danielle said, I appreciate y'all. These are good. Oh, thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
And still haven't
Danielle.
been out without the kids since quarantine.
Oh, we know.
We know the feeling.
We haven't either.
Haven't either. We understand.
Absolutely.
So these are nice. Keep up the great work. Thank you,
Thank
Danielle.
you. We really
appreciate it.
that.
This is
Thank you.
our time to have our
this
time.
Is our,
you know what I'm saying?
This is our date night.
Because the kids upstairs bumping and jumping. If y'all can hear them, they be quiet up there. But we haven't been out since quarantine either.
To little birthdays, to little like
but the kids
graduations, but we haven't had no romance.
Yeah,
so you got to step your game up. You know, I ain't had no short dress. You ain't worn no short dress or nothing lately.
That's because that quarantine 15 is real.
Right.
But Shahida said each couple's household works different from the next. Yes, you are so right. Some have joint accounts and separate accounts. It works for. It's what works for the household.
Yeah,
I do agree 100%.
Yeah.
There is no right way.
Yeah.
Like nobody can say, no, you have to do it like this. It's the only way. That's a lie.
Right. And we don't want to go into, we don't want to shift, the topic to finances because we're going to talk about that. So generally speaking, we're talking about, no, babe, this is good. This is really good partnership. But yes, you need to partner in that area. Definitely need a partner in the finances. In the department when it in regards to like raising children, to finances. I mean, spirituality. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of pillars or essentials that we believe that you need to partner in. Right.
Yes.
Right. But there are so many benefits to partnering.
It is.
And the question is this, guys, if you're in a relationship, what do you really want? What do you really want? Is your level of control getting in the way of your progress? A lot of people, they'll say, God, I'm waiting on God to bless me with a house. He ain't going to bless you with a house, because you're at Macy's with your stimulus check blowing all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got $10,000 worth of credit and you're buying what's that purse you was telling me about earlier?
I don't know.
Like you saying, we were talking about purses of value that cost thousands of dollars.
I don't
whatever
know.
it is, a purse, whatever you can think of. Some red bottoms, but you're delaying the things that you and your husband or your spouse or your partner desire. So you got to ask yourself, what do you want, right?
And then we cry about it though. Like,
yeah,
well, we can't have this.
Yeah.
I really want that.
Right.
And it's like, no, you don't. We really don't want those things because we're not willing to partner to achieve those things.
Right.
Like,
if you believe that, give us some hearts. Give us some love, man. Give us some love now.
It truly takes partnership in order to achieve goals.
Yes.
Like, you can get somewhere so much faster if you just partner with the one you love.
Two people can achieve so much. If people only understood, if you have the power of agreement, and if you couple or partner with the person that you love, there is nothing that you cannot achieve in this world. I don't care if educational, financial. Absolutely not.
When people be like, "Oh, they holding me back," ain't nobody holding you back.
Right, nobody's holding you back.
You're holding yourself back.
Yeah, you're holding
yourself back. Your
yourself
spouse isn't encouraging you.
Yeah,
something is not working right.
Yeah,
your partnership is off because you can accomplish anything with a partner. Anything that y'all any goal that y'all set out to obtain.
Right,
you can reach it.
You can do it.
You got if somebody is running for the goal, you be the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like sometimes that's just what the partnership is.
Right.
If he in school right now and I'm working, or if I'm in school and he working, doggone it, I'm your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
If that's all you need me to do, I'm going to cheer. I'm going to cheer because I'm invested in the same thing that you're invested in, because at the end of the day, it's the outcome that we desire.
Yeah, it's the game. We want to win the game.
Yes.
Remember, this isn't golf. This isn't tennis.
Right.
This is a team sport. Relationship is a team sport. So if you win a game, you have to partner.
Yep.
You got to learn how to pass the ball. You got to learn how to take breaks. You got to learn how to let the next man be the star.
Yes.
So we got to compromise and show great humility so that we can get the outcome that we desire.
Yeah.
But the reality is that, look, we say we want things, but we're not really truly willing to do what it takes to achieve it. And I want y'all out there, I don't mean to preach, but there is so much potential in you guys. You have, of course we're not perfect. But a lot of you have career goals, business goals, weight loss goals, goals for your children. Look, partner, and you guys could achieve that thing, and stop allowing your selfish ambition or your emotions get in the way of you getting what you want.
Yeah.
Because you can have so much more in life.
Yep.
There's equal opportunity. Of course, there are limitations when it comes to people of color, but don't let that stop you.
Right.
We can climb. You can achieve. You can be great.
You might gotta work harder, but baby,
yes.
it ain't a no in the building. That
Yes.
I ain't heard a no.
Yeah.
Every door I knocked on,
Yeah.
every door I ever knocked on opened.
That's right.
Every single one with no education,
Right.
it opened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's because there was an agreement.
Right.
Like power in agreement.
Power in that, man.
There's so much power in agreement. I know I'm good at what I do, and you ain't got to tell me that.
Right.
I don't have to have an education to be good at what I do.
Right.
I just know I'm good at it.
That's right.
And the power of agreement between the two of us. Hey, you go for it. I'm gonna root you on.
Got your back.
Even when the days weren't good, sometimes I came home like, man, like yo. At work, they tripping. But guess what? He encouraged me. He built me up. He was like, you got this. You can do this.
You can do it.
The next day, I will go back to work. Hey, yo, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. You know why?
Right.
Because my partner is rooting me on. Like my partner, my best friend rooting me on.
Right.
There's nothing you cannot accomplish.
Nothing.
When two heads get together.
Right.
When two heads get together, honey, you can tear down hell. Like you can rebuild it. And I'm sorry.
Well, no.
I'm serious.
No, I'm listening. I'm
like
getting
two
some
people.
nuggets.
Two people together can do so much.
So much. And it's multiplied. And I don't mean to get biblical, but if you guys read the good book, it said one can chase 1,000, but two can put 10,000 to flight. I mean that one is linear growth. Two is exponential growth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't just like one then two. No, you can do a major. You can do from 1,000 to 10,000. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many things that you could achieve, but you have to make a decision.
Yes.
To partner with the one that you love. And why not partner?
Nakia, pass the ball. Yes.
Absolutely.
Like pass it. I'm open.
Yes.
I'm open.
Yes.
When you tired, I'm open. You
Yeah.
can go get a swig of Gatorade. We
Right,
good.
right.
I'ma tap in. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cause we in this together.
Right. And
it's nothing like winning together.
Together.
You can celebrate together.
Yeah.
Not
absolutely.
only that, but the rest of your little teammates, the whole little lineup that's upstairs, they all in it together. We all in it.
We all in it
together.
Absolutely. So make a decision, guys. We got to move on because we've been on partnership for a long time.
Y'all, partnership is so
important. But we're trying
important.
to be done in the next at 10:30.
Okay.
But man, this is good, baby. I think it's very necessary, right?
So important.
Yeah.
Like it's so very, very
That's
important.
right. Real talk. That's right,
And a lot of times we just don't get that part of it because we feel like, we're in a relationship, we love each other.
Right.
But being in a relationship don't mean y'all in a partnership.
Right. I'm telling you, it doesn't. I know a lot of people that they're in a marital or just in a monogamous relationship and nothing gets done.
Nothing.
You don't see them moving forward. You see that they're stagnant because they're not willing to partner.
Yeah.
They're not willing to say, you know what, let's get together. And like we talked about, we don't want to get like tactical, but you do need a goal.
Yeah.
You need a vision, you need a goal, you need a plan. Smart goals, and you need a plan, and you need metrics to see whether or not you're actually achieving that goal or not. So there's a whole framework or strategy to achieving goals, which we won't get into right now. But you have to have a goal, and a lot of people don't have goals. You don't even know where you're going, and that's why you live a life of mediocrity. You live a life of we're in the same financial state that we've been the last 15, 20, 30, 10 years because you don't know where you're going. You don't have an aim.
Yep.
But if you partner, man, I'm telling you, God will bless it. You see some amazing things in your life, in your lives. And just a quick story. Remember, like years ago, we've been married. We'll be married 15 years this year. Could you believe that? 15 years. Look at it. Pound it up, girl. That's right. Give me a gold ring.
Go nowhere 'cause
pound it up.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But to think about it, remember, like we would go to different houses earlier in our relationship and our marriage, and we would get denied, like for apartment buildings, because our credit was shot. We were over, and to be blunt, to be honest, we were over $10,000 or more in debt, but we made a decision. that we're going to delay gratification for a moment. That meant that my wife had to suffer. We couldn't go on the trips, that we wanted to every year. We couldn't buy the things that we really wanted because we had a goal. And then years later, we were able to climb ourselves out of debt, to have A1 credit. And I'm not boasting, I'm not impressing you, but I'm pressing upon you what's achievable, and it's all about you and what you can do, right? Yeah. So we were able to do that. Then we were able to get the house we wanted. We were able to save. So it's a blessing in partnership, to having a goal. And if we would have gotten aware of that, it would have been delayed.
I like what you just said. It's a blessing in partnership. It is.
It is.
It is a blessing.
It is.
In partnership.
Absolutely.
And if you and your spouse can't partner, ask yourself, am I bullheaded?
Yeah.
Am I stubborn?
Why?
Why are we not partnering? Right. What's the thing that's holding us back? Because I'm telling you, like Steve just said, there is a blessing.
It's a blessing in it, man.
In partnership. It is truly a blessing in partnership. God shows so much favor on you when you just agree.
Agree with him.
Yes.
Agree with one another,
agree with
right?
one another.
Right.
And sometimes you don't. Sometimes the goal it ain't always it's not always a two-sided goal, right? Like I want to accomplish the same goal he wants to accomplish. Right. Sometimes we have to. Which goal is most important?
Right.
You know what I mean? Which one gets us there faster?
Right.
Which goal should we work on first?
Thank you, Portia.
Because it's a partnership. So let's tackle these things one by one.
One by one.
And sometimes we can't partner because, no, I got what I want to do. You got what you want to do. You just do what you need to do, and I do what I need to do, and we'll come back and we'll get this done.
Right.
And it'd be like, nah, boo. It don't even work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be spinning your wheels, and nothing's going to get accomplished.
Right.
And then if it does, it's going to be a selfish accomplishment.
Right.
It's not like we did this together. You know what I'm saying? We did this together. Right. It's not going to be like that.
Right. But people, they partner and they do stupid things and they're in debt together. Yes. So you got exactly what you wanted. You partner like, let's go out, let's splurge, let's turn up, let's do this, let's do this, one for the, one time, two times. And then you find the repo man, at your crib.
Yeah.
To each his own. Yeah. If that's what people want to do, I'm not judging you. Nobody's perfect, and we all struggle, and we all grow up and we mature.
Absolutely.
So I'm not implying that you guys are like that, but there are a lot of people that don't care, and they don't care. They partner and they have the I don't care, I don't give a dang on mentality, and as a result of that, you don't get nothing.
You don't get anything.
Right? Now, so partnership is very important.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage you guys that if you're in a relationship, ask yourself, why aren't we able to partner? Is there friction in our relationship? Is it the lack of trust? Is it the lack of, and that's a whole nother area. I don't want to really get into that.
Because usually when people don't want to partner, it is a lack of trust.
Yes.
Because somebody then really messed up.
Right.
And now I don't want to partner with you because I don't trust that you're gonna do what you said you're gonna do.
And I resent you.
Yes.
I don't trust. But we'll get into that. But
okay,
let's move on because we only got a couple.
Good one. That was a good
we got it. So hopefully you guys understand the power of partnership, because if you do it, I'm telling you, those desires that you guys been wanting, whether it's tangible or intangible.
Yeah.
If you apply these principles of partnership, man, you can have what you want.
You can.
Right? You just got to put your mind to it. And man, I mean, when one get tired, you can rest and the other one work. The other one get tired, they rest, you work. Man, it's nothing like, man, what y'all think y'all in a relationship just for sex? To make babies? No, you're in a relationship to do some damage or to leave your footprint in this or on this planet. Why you want to be mediocre? Why do you want to be? No, there's greatness inside of you.
Yes.
There's purpose inside of you. And when those two passions and purpose and identity collide, my God, man, y'all can do some amazing things, right? I
agree.
So 100%. I want you guys to partner. Stop the foolishness, all right? And y'all partner, right?
That's
Moving along.
That's good stuff.
Number 2. Number 1 was partnership. The other thing is friendship.
Yes.
Friendship. Now, here's a fact, babe. You can achieve a lot of things with partnership and be miserable in the journey. You can go to France hating the person that you with. You can start a multi-million-dollar business and resent the person that you went with. You could have multiple children. You can leave an inheritance for your children's children, and then you can still resent and don't like the person that you with. So it's very important that you cultivate not just a relationship, a sexual relationship, but an actual friendship, right?
I agree.
Because why not enjoy the journey while you're achieving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is friendship? You know, what is friendship to you, babe? When you think about friendship, what is that?
I think friendship to me is like a mutual admiration, right? A mutual respect for one another.
Right.
Two people that that become friends usually become friends because they see something in one another that they both admire,
and they enjoy
right?
it.
And
they enjoy one another, right?
One another's company, and then they become vested in the friendship, right?
Right.
And that, I think that is so important in relationships because when you're friends, you're happier.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You smile more.
Right.
You're willing to partner when you're friends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And with friends, it's a mutual respect for one another. Like, because I'm his friend, I'm never going to say something hurtful to him or
and not that we don't butt heads
Yes.
or we don't disagree.
Right.
Right.
But I'm never going to be cutthroat to him because we're friends. And I have a respect for him, a reverence for him, and an admiration for him. So I would never say things that would be hurtful because this is my friend.
Right. Well, you can't say never now.
I would never say
You can't say never
I ain't
now.
gonna never say nothing that's gonna be hurtful.
No, but
not,
I
not a
I get
dagger
the
in
point.
the heart.
Right. But friendship is about enjoying one another. You know, it's beyond, because I know a lot of people that love the person that they're with, but don't like them.
Ooh.
Can't stand them. With money,
Dang.
but can't stand them. You know, or can't stand her.
Right.
So it's important that you try to cultivate a friendship.
Yeah.
You were friends before,
Or were you?
or were you? You know, and you got to ask yourself why. You know, if you're not friends,
Sometimes we weren't friends.
Right.
We just jumped into bed.
That's
and
true.
now we in a relationship.
Yeah.
And now we go together.
Right. And
So sometimes we missed that whole friendship mark.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't establish a friendship. We established a sexual relationship, and
Right.
we skipped over friendship.
Absolutely. And you know, friendship is really about, you know, enjoying one another's company.
Yeah.
You know, like embracing the other person's like personality and who they are, their story, you know, their being, you know, who they are. You know, and I know we have different personality types, but I think that it's important for us to get along, but not just to get along, but to develop a closeness or a friendship,
Right.
you know, so that you can laugh together.
Yeah.
You know, you can.
Oh, that's
yes.
so important. Oh my God. Laughing together is so important. Me and Steve have very, very different personalities.
Right.
We're similar in so many areas, but we're different in a lot of other areas.
Right.
But being able to laugh together, being able to have humor together, being able to enjoy one another's company and just be able to let our hair down with one another, that's amazing because the world beats us up enough.
Yeah.
You deal with a lot of fake people out in the streets already. You go to work and you're dealing with fake people that's smiling in your face but ready to stab you behind your back because they really want the position that you just got.
Right.
Or, you know, you dealing with backstabbing friends who just ain't real. But this right here should be very real and very transparent and very open.
Right.
Like, and you should be willing to let your hair down with the person that you love because they should be your friend.
Right. And you know, I don't think, it seems like when we were dating or when people date, you know, you go through a stage, we know the levels, you know, when you start dating, she'll tell you that her name is Keisha, but when you, get in a monogamous relationship with her or, a marital relationship, you meet LaKeisha. You know what I'm saying? So of course we have this, persona, we have this facade, if you will. You know, we're not totally transparent or 100% who we are in the beginning. You know, we develop like a friendship, but there's levels, you know. So it's important that we continue to try to be friends and, you know, don't confuse, you know, love with like, because there's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
You know, you can love somebody
There's
but
a
not really
huge
like
difference.
them. So we need to develop alike for one another because we have to spend our lives with one. I mean, you know, when the kids are gone, you have to actually be with that person. You have to enjoy one another's company, you know, have an interest in what they are doing, you know, actually.
And I'm sure everybody has had that, right? That moment where you love that person, but you can't stand them right now.
That's
Like,
not
I
good.
can't stand your guts right now.
Yeah, people have
We've
moments.
all had that experience. We've all had that moment. Not to say that in that moment you're not friends, but in that moment you're just experiencing a little friction.
Right.
But friendship, it prevails over that.
Right.
It's like, no, I can't stand his guts, but that's my homeboy. Like, I love this guy.
Right. And it's beyond, you know, the love, because it's like we talked about partnership and achievement, which they're good things, you know, but why achieve all that? And you're looking at the person next to you and you're like,
miserable.
Like, man, I ain't even feel like I don't even like you. Like,
like
why are you
you.
even like you in Paris, you know, and you like, man, on the beach, like go to the other room. Like, I'm about to go and get me a cocktail or something like that.
I don't even like you though. Like, that has to suck. Like, not to like the person that you with.
Right.
Why you together?
Right. And we know that people develop like through pain, unfortunately, you know, through experience. There's a lot of people get bitter and there's resentment and, you know, anger that could build up, you know, frustration through the experience that you have experienced with that person.
Yes.
You know, but that's why it's important that you deal with some of your issues in your relationship so that you won't go so far to where you're so bitter to where you have blinders on and you can't even see the person for who they truly are to the core.
Yeah.
And you only really see what they've done to you or the experiences that you have had with them. And also the experience that you had prior to them that confirms the drama or perpetuate itself to where you see yourself or have a cycle of like mad relationships and stuff, like hurt and all that, you know.
And it's so important, like in the beginning when you start dating someone, to completely be yourself, right? Because a lot of times, especially as women, men do it too, but as women, we hide parts of ourselves. It's so important to like just be 100% transparent with people because I don't have time for you to decide when I start showing you my real self, like you don't like me no more. Like, no, just going to be honest from the beginning so you give that person the opportunity to choose if they really do like you or not. You know, like why be in a relationship for 5 years and then you ain't showed this person all of who you are, and then 5 years later they can't stand you because you wasn't real. Like, just going to be honest, going to be upfront, and if there's some things that you need to work on, acknowledge those things that you need to work on so that you can genuinely develop a good friendship, a true friendship with someone. Because if you develop a true friendship with someone, they'll have patience for you. Right. You know, they'll be more kind because they love you and they like you.
They like you, right.
And they want to be with you.
Right.
And that's so important because a lot of times we don't do that in the beginning.
Right.
And so we don't give that person a real expectation of who we are. And so they become friends or start liking someone that we really aren't. Right.
And going beyond like even the hardship, you know, we got to learn how to, you know, explore one another, you know, and I think that's one of the problems. We get complacent in our relationships to where we don't, you know, have an interest in one another like we used to, you know, and therefore, and like I said earlier about the pain and the experiences or the struggles, the friction that we experience in relationships sometimes can really cause us to feel some type of way. Yeah. But we have to actually, you know, shed that, you know, and try to talk. That's why communication is key, you know, and find out their interests or find out what they're doing or find out what's in their mind and develop a connection, you know, beyond just sex. Because you can sleep with anybody, right? You know, so you want to love and like that person. Like they say, homie, lover, friend. You know, you want to be right. You want to be able to achieve things, but you want to be able to enjoy the journey. Yeah. You know, you want to be on a boat that you purchased together because of partnership with the person that you love and like.
Because y'all friends.
Because you are friends. So friendship is very important. So you have to explore. You know, so what are some of the things that we can do, some tips or some takeaways to develop a stronger friendship and relationship? You have anything in mind?
Well, one, be honest.
Be honest.
Yeah, be open.
Be open.
You know, spend some time together. Like carve out time to spend together so that you guys can have like heart-to-heart conversations so that you guys can get to know each other. Because like we said, we evolve so much.
Right, we do.
And we change. We change so much. You know, our likes, they start to change as we get a little bit older. But you share those things with your friend. You share those interests with your friend. And then, you know what I mean? You develop a like together. Like we were talking the other day, like, man, we should pick up a new hobby, right? Like, let's go golfing. I don't know. You know, let's learn something together.
Right.
Because that's how you keep developing a deeper relationship. When you do things together, when you learn things together, like I said, it's like you develop just a different admiration and a deeper level of respect and friendship for one another.
Right. And like we mentioned earlier about get involved with their interests.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that's like don't just look at you see them watching football and you thinking like, turn off that stupid game. You know, turn off that dumb basketball
all day
game
on Sunday.
You know, and guess what? You want communication. He likes recreational sports. Guess what? If you take interest in what he's interested in, you'll get your communication sometime.
That man will
if he
talk.
like to fish, but you like, that's stupid. Why you going fishing? Why you leave me? Because you say you don't like fishing, right? So I'll go with the boys. But why you ain't talking to me? You know, I want communication. Okay, you want communication? Why don't you go fishing with me?
Right.
So I can enjoy what I enjoy. And guess what? I can tell you all about the fish. I can tell you the worms that you need to put on the hook. And then guess what? We're connected.
Yeah.
Because you took interest in what I'm interested in. So therefore, I get what I want and you also get what you want.
And being friends don't mean you got to like the same thing.
Right.
It doesn't mean that.
Right. But try.
It just means that I'm interested in you. Like, and I like you. And let's try to build something, you know, genuine.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with you not really feeling what he doing or you not, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. But that don't mean don't try because you just think it's stupid.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to go to that dumb game.
Yeah. Or that dumb.
Do.
Or you watching these dumb shows. You know, and I know you like quality time. That's one of your love languages. Although it's a little counterintuitive to me because it's not really quality time. Like we're talking, you just want me to be there, like sitting on the couch while you watch TV. But that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But that
it don't take much for me, y'all.
Right.
It don't take much.
But let's read a few comments, babe, here, and then we're going to end it like promised because we don't want to go too long, and you know people stop watching us. All right.
Yes, get to know each other. That's what Sharice said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Brandy said, laughing and enjoying each other is so important. It is so very important.
Right.
Like laughter is medicine to the soul. It is so very important. Like sometimes we will crack up. Like we can crack up at each other. He said he did something the other day. He was like dancing. It was so weird. It was so funny. And I was trying to hold it in with everything in me. I gut laughed so hard, but it felt so nice afterwards. You know what I mean? And that's just like a genuine friendship. Sometimes we'd be like, oh, he corny. Like,
right. And we're not implying that it's like you take a sip, I take a sip all the time. No. But it's developing, right? Trying to develop a friendship, you know, and that does come through, like you said, exploration through, you know, communication and quality time. You know, to man, and a lot of things we don't really. We grow is if we communicate more, we'll find out things that we didn't know, you know, or what's going on in your current life, and it's crazy what you could discover if you just take time out to become friends, you know. So we need to become more friends, right?
Yeah.
We need to become more friends.
I agree with that. I do.
Yeah, so we hope that you guys do the same. Can you read that last comment, and then we're going to end it here because it's 10:30.
Villette said, good stuff, Steve. You should not ever stop exploring. There is always something to discover about the other person. Absolutely. Yes, Toria, it keeps things fresh when you are learning and doing things together. David is great at suggesting new things for us to try. David, send some things over to us, bro.
Yeah, bro. I need to
try some new things.
Up. I got to step my game up.
We need to try some new things.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are all for it. So I agree with that 100%.
Right.
Like we do. We have to invest more time in each other spending more time together, spending more quality time laughing, just enjoying each other. Because life is short.
It is.
You know, and you don't want to die. You don't want to die and have not enjoyed the person you were with for 20 years.
Right.
Like, what foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like, so enjoy your life. That's what you're here for. God came to give us life and that more abundantly.
Right.
Which means enjoy yourself. Like, enjoy yourselves.
Right.
Enjoy one another. Enjoy everything you build together. Like, enjoy it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with enjoying your spouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what you guys have created. You know?
Absolutely. So you want to be partners, you want to be friends, and last but not least, you want to be intimate. Now, I just want to throw this out here for the guys. Intimacy isn't just sex.
No, it's not,
you know,
guys.
Gentlemen, it's not. I know we that's our thing. You know, that's our number one need is sexual relations. We understand that. And it's not just affection. When we talk about intimacy, we're talking about a solical or human to human connection that is derived or developed through friendship and communication. So I'm talking about knowing somebody to the core.
Yeah.
You know, connecting on a deep level that's beyond that friends can't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really understanding that person's core and their soul and protecting that and connecting because there's safety in intimacy.
Yes.
There's a level of honesty, vulnerability, and assurance in intimacy. So it's important that as you develop friendship, guys, that you become intimate. And sometimes, for an example, my wife had she had brought an exercise to us, and we didn't do it much. I think we only did it once or twice, but it was an exercise to where we were quiet and we looked into one another's eyes, you know, and it made me very vulnerable.
It was very vulnerable,
and it made me a little uncomfortable. However, you know, when you stand still and you take a moment to get to know somebody on an intimate level, that's a bond that cannot be broken. That's a connection and a level of bone in my bone, flesh in my flesh that's undeniable. And it's spiritual.
It's spiritual.
Yes.
It is. It is very spiritual. And I think when you know someone intimately, you know their fears, you know their hopes, you know their dreams, you know what they aspire to be, what they aspire to do.
Right.
You understand it.
Yeah.
You know, and you're willing to get to know those things. You want to get to know those things.
Right.
And it is really a deeper spiritual connection with someone when you're intimate with them.
Yeah.
Not when you have sex with them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a result of intimacy. It's a form of physical intimacy.
Because if you
is
look
sexual
somebody
relations.
in the eyes long enough, you gonna get it.
Right.
You gonna get it, okay? But shut up, boy. But seriously, like connect with the soul of a person. Connect with the heart of a person.
Who they
a lot
are.
of times we can go days without looking someone in their eyes. Hey, how you doing? You know.
Right.
Yeah, you know, or go days without speaking to someone.
Yeah.
Like you destroy your intimacy. You destroy the fabric of your relationship. You're destroying it because you're like shutting yourselves off to that deeper connection that you need to have in order to sustain a healthy relationship with one another.
Right.
Like it is important to be intimate with your spouse.
Yeah.
To kiss.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not just to have sex, like to stare into their eyes. Like
and to have sex.
And to have sex. But you do. Intimacy. That's
exactly.
what you have to see into your spouse.
Right.
Like, and it goes beyond words. Because if you look someone in their eyes, you see something deeper than words can express.
Yeah.
Like you do. You see something and then you're vulnerable and it's like, I got you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where that assurance and trust, that's where it sticks. You know, when you're intimate, of course, sexually, and you show affection, but when you're at a solical or a soulish or solical or spiritual level, it runs real deep, you know, and it just binds everything together, you know, because you can be friends without like deep intimacy. You can be friends, you can laugh and all that, but there's still no level of, deep trust. You know, I'm talking about that trust that's indescribable, or that trust that runs so deep into your soul that you can't really explain it. Like love. You know, love is deeper than just a word or action. It's an inner revelation that a lot of people really can't explain. You know, it can be irrational. You know, it's spiritual. So
it does.
Valletta said yes. It makes sex more powerful.
It does.
You know, when you're on that human and human heart-to-heart connection. You know, so intimacy, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta really, it is difficult sometimes because men,
it's uncomfortable in the beginning for people that have never experienced like true intimacy. Like it could be very uncomfortable to be vulnerable with someone, even the person that you love, because they see you for who you are. They're seeing into you. They can see you, like all of your emptiness. All of everything that you try to hide, that you try to,
insecurities.
All your insecurities, you know what I mean? Everything that you try to put off, everything that you try to dismiss, everything that you try to do away with when they're around. Like you stare someone into in their eyes and you breathe with someone.
And you share those deep innermost desires or feelings. And,
it could be uncomfortable in the very beginning. It truly is. It's not easy to be vulnerable with someone, even if you love them. Even if you feel like they're the love of your life. It's not always easy to be 100% vulnerable,
especially for men.
Because you don't know how they're going to take it. And no one wants to be rejected in a vulnerable state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're vulnerable like that and you see someone else's soul, sweetheart, and you are connected, like there is nothing more desirable than being intimate with someone, than being connected, like the souls being connected.
And when you know somebody from at the core, it's like grace is extended.
Oh, that's good.
You know, when somebody can share things with you, or you can experience things with them on a deeper, you know, spiritual level, if you will, you have more grace.
I like that.
You know, you have more empathy. You have more patience. Because you actually see that person for not what they can do for you, but for who they are.
I wanna be the one to hold you close.